Morning, everyone. Today we are going to study the topic two reaction theory in your synchronous machines. The two reaction theory basically was proposed by the scientist Andre Blondel. He gave the two reaction theory. In the two reaction theory, we can say that the armature MMF. We can say that the armature MMF is resolved into two components. First one is your direct axis component. The other is a quadrature axis component. So, suppose here, if you can see now, this kind of a machine, there are two kinds of machines, two kinds of synchronous machines, depending upon the kind of the rotor, the construction of the rotor that is present. In this kind of a machine, uh, since there is a saliency that exists, that means that the magnetic flux is minimum at the air gap is not uniform throughout it. There is a saliency that is created. The air gap is maximum in these parts of the machine, and it is minimum in the direction of the pole. It is minimum in the direction of the pole, and whereas there is a cylindrical kind of a machine where the air gap is uniform throughout the periphery of the stator. So this kind of a concept, that is the two reaction theory, is valid for the salient pole kind of synchronous machine, because saliency exists only in that particular kind of a machine. So we can say that the armature MMF is basically produced because of the, see here, armature MMF Yes, here, this. Now, since in the case of the synchronous machines, the armature is present on the stator, that is why we are calling as armature MM, because supply is provided to the stator in this case, which is nothing but a armature only. So, some voltage is provided, some supply is provided, some current starts flowing through the machine, and due to due to that particular value of current, some flux is generated. Now, that flux is nothing but your armature flux, which is denoted here. As denoted here, this is the plane of your EF maximum. So this armature MF is stator armature MF is resolved into two components. First one is your FD, which is in which is in the direction of your rotor axis, that is your D axis component of MMF. The other is your quadrature axis component, that is your FQ, which is in 90 degrees, which is 90 degrees apart from the direction of your uh, rotor rotor flux. This is there. Now, when the EF is supplied to the machine, current I starts flowing through it, which is lagging in nature by certain angle psi. So if you come to the second diagram, in the second diagram we can see that this is your EF, this is your IA. Now 90 degrees lagging from 90 degrees lagging from your IA is your BS, which is nothing but your magnetic flux, which is which is developed or produced in the which is produced in your magnetic system, that is your stator. That is why it is denoted as BS, which is because it is the magnetic flux of the stator. So when you're resolving this IA current, or when you're resolving this BS into two components, that is BD and BQ, similarly, this FD component of FS would be responsible for generating BD, and FQ component would be responsible for generating BQ. Now, BD lagging from BD leading from BD would be 90 degrees leading would be your ID, current ID, and in case of your BQ, 90 degrees leading from BQ is your IQ. So if you can see, the two components of currents are ID in this direction, IQ in this direction. Phasor sum would be IA in this direction. So in case of your ID here, this is your ID. 90 degrees lagging from ID is your ED, and 90 degrees lagging from your IQ is your EQ. So we can also say that the current EAD and EAQ are 90 degrees lagging, that is a minus JXAD ID into J minus JXAQ IQ. Now I want to I want to add another point that the direct axis component has your effect on the direct axis component has the effect on the has a demagnetizing effect on the rotor flux, and whereas on the rotor flux, overall flux, and the overall flux basically, and the quadrature axis has the cross magnetizing effect. That means we can say that the direct axis or D axis component is affecting the magnitude of the system of the flux, whereas the quadrature axis Q axis component is varying the direction of the flow of the flux. This we have already studied. Yeah. So XAD and XAQ are the armature reaction reactances due to the D and Q axis components respectively, where obviously the value of XAD is always greater than XAQ. XAD is nothing but reactance. Reactance is inversely proportional to the D is the direct axis. Now if you can see here in the direct axis, air gaps are smaller. Now since the air gaps are smaller, L by mu A, area is small, length of the air gap L is small. That means reluctance of the direct axis is low and reluctance of the q axis is high. So we can say where the reluctance is low, here the reactance would be greater, here reactance is going to be less. So the EMF induced by the given MF acting on the direct axis is always smaller, similar, because this proportionality is maintained. That is why since XAD is small, EAD will also be small. XAD is greater, sorry, then EAD will also be greater, and XAQ is smaller, then EAQ will also be lesser in value. So the mathematical deduction if we try to do of the total EMF of the stator to overall stator EMF, we will get this equation. And on substituting the values of EAD and EAQ, this is the equation that we are obtaining. Now what we are doing, we are dividing the components. We are already divided the components. Now one is in phase with the excitation EMF voltage. I'll show it with the help of this. One is in phase with the excitation EMF, that is your IQ, and one is out of phase from your EF, that is your ID. Right. Same has been written here also. Now when we are substituting the values further, this is the overall impedance that we are getting of the directs as well as the quadrature axis. So this is the overall reactance that we are getting. So this is basically the nearly equals. If you can see, it is nearly equal. So if suppose in the industrial applications, if we have to generate any, we have to substitute any, or we have to make any synchronous machine, then the supposedly the reactance is considered to be of this particular value, of any particular value, which would be the sum of, in case of the XT, it would be the sum of XL and the XAD. So it would be having that particular value only, and that particular value reactance or that particular value material is used in the synchronous machine for the conduction of the current and for the production of the magnetic field. So that's it for today's lecture. If you have any doubts, you can put them in the comment section. Thank you.